December 11th, 1969, a 4-year-old orca named Corky was kidnapped from Canada, along with 7 of her family members. They were then forced to a life of imprisonment and slavery and forced to perform at places like SeaWorld. Corky was also repeatedly impregnated, although none of her calves lived past the age of 2 months, probably due to being taken from family too early to learn how to nurse, says Morton in her article, Life Among the Whales. Watching her 7th baby die and slowly sink to the bottom of her holding tank, I can only imagine the extreme depression and hopelessness that Corky must have felt. Corky is the longest living whale in captivity. She's been in captivity longer than I've even been alive, and she's not alone. I just want to show you a video that I did when I was working in Gibraltar for a responsible dolphin watching boat. I've sailed alongside these animals. I've seen many different types of whales and dolphins, and I've watched them swim for miles on end. I can undeniably tell you from experience that these animals do not belong in a tank. How can we morally condemn whales and dolphins to a life of slavery and abuse just for our selfish pleasure? It should be criminalized. Orcas are amongst some of the most intelligent animals on Earth. And according to Anderson, such oceanarium confinement and commercial use can no longer be considered ethically defensible, given the current understanding of orcas. Many of these aquariums are trying to fool their visitors into believing that they need to be kept captive for conservation purposes and to educate. Although, as reported by State's news service, fewer than 5 to 10% of zoos and aquaria are involved in substantial conservation programs. What could we possibly be teaching about conservation at SeaWorld? We couldn't teach that they could swim from 80 to 140 miles in a day, and then show them in a tank the equivalent to you or I living in a 6 by 5 foot room for the rest of our lives. I mean, considering what's happened in 2020, I think we can all relate to the hopelessness and depression that they must be living with. Are they living, or are they just suffering until they die? According to Marino, in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior, in captivities, orcas exhibit a wide range of abnormal behaviors and are often die at an early age from infection and other health conditions that are uncommon in a wild setting. In a wild setting, where they belong, where they live longer. I'm asking for your help. There are easy solutions to this. The most easy solution is to not go to SeaWorld or any other aquarium. Without visitors, they have no income and they're forced to change. As published in the case against marine mammals in captivity, in Turkey and South Korea between 2012 and 2015, several dolphins, after years in captivity, have been released, and 2 females have successfully reproduced. Imagine one of these captive animals being released into a more natural environment, feeling the ebb and flow of the tide, possibly hearing their pods far off clicking and sending sonar. As reported in the Globe and Mail, spokesman Dean Koontz for SeaWorld argues that it would be dangerous and irresponsible to move them to an experimental environment. Nature, an experimental environment? In the article, A Case Against Marine Mammals in Captivity, they state, the future of captive marine mammals is in sanctuary. Authentic sanctuaries that offer more natural surroundings and a retirement from performance. And several of these projects are underway and will be operational within the next 3 years. I beg you to pledge to never go to a SeaWorld or any other aquarium. We need to empty the tanks and put them out of business. Or put them out of business. If you're passionate about the treatment and care and have been touched by Corky's story, I encourage you to go to this website and sign the petition. As Jacques Cousteau once said, there is much educational benefit in studying dolphins and whales in captivity, as there is in studying humans by observing prisoners in solitary confinement. Thank you.